and we start yelling, Jay, Jay, like, where is he? He's not coming, he's not answering. We start yelling for Jay, and he finally doesn't even climb the ladder, jumps down like a dead body, almost belly flops onto the hardwood floor. You know what's going on. You read the title right. This is not clickbait. I burned down a barn, and I am not proud of it. Not to mention, it was on a wedding, and the story behind it is, yeah, it's pretty damn bad. Get into it. If you guys want more story time videos, I got tons of them. Just leave a like and maybe a comment on, maybe a story that you guys have, and I can tell one that maybe relates. Thank you for that, and, yeah, let's get into this one. Look at that, we got some nice gameplay for you guys, that way you can stay entertained. This is N++, a beautiful game. This story starts when I was about 14 years old at my cousin's wedding, my cousin Jay's wedding. Jay has always been a really cool cousin. Literally, you guys know the cool cousin, the cousin you always want to hang out with. Yeah, Jay was that cousin to me. And Jay, being as cool as he is, introduced me to something called Sacred Sage, and hell, I loved it ever since. But this was before my love for Sacred Sage. This was before all that. No, this was almost the introduction to it. So I got a call from Jay's family, and it turns out my aunt, his mom, was getting married, and we got invited to go to the wedding. The wedding was very close to their house. It wasn't far at all. And they had a nice little setup for it, and it was a really pretty wedding. Throughout the whole thing, there was people splitting off into groups. You know how the family function works. So there were people splitting off into groups, and it just so happened I was hanging out with Jay, my older sister, and a friend of his. You know me, I couldn't be happier. This is exactly the group I wanted to be with. So throughout the wedding, we're sitting together, we're laughing, we're telling stories. And he's telling me about this new thing that him and his friend are into, Sacred Sage. Me, like I said at the beginning, was a little young. I was only 14, way too young for Sacred Sage. So my older sister, being the wise owl that she is, quickly just got me the fuck out of there. And I'm not gonna lie, it lasted all the way to the reception, and it got me a little bit upset. Like, I wanted to hang out with the cool cousin using the Sacred Sage with his friend. I thought it was really cool. And then, not to mention, during the reception, my sister split off with my cousin and his friend. So, what was I supposed to do? I was just sitting there alone. I didn't even have a group anymore. And we all knew what they were up to. We knew why that group was splitting off, getting into their car. Yeah, it was Sacred Sage time, okay? So now, my favorite cousin split off, left me alone. My sister split off, left me alone. I know they're doing something that I've never done before that's super fun, and I feel like a bozo. But then, as if fate called itself that day, my cousin comes up right behind me out of nowhere about 20 minutes later. And he tells me they're leaving the reception early and going back to the house. Now, their house was beautiful. They had a big old house with a big old barn. They had a bunch of property, and pretty much it was, I knew we were gonna have a blast once we got back there. Not to mention, it was the PS4 with or 3, one of those, with Dark Souls, and I was just hyped to go back, really, I seriously was. So, me and the cool kids, we all get together. We're calling them the cool kids now, because, you know, they're the cool kids, and now I'm part of the cool kids in this reception. So we all get together, and we have his grandmom drive us back to his house. On the way back, there was something very funny that happened. On the way back, his grandmom literally said, as if fate was giving us a warning, "Hey, stay out of that barn, by the way." No reasoning behind it, there was nothing behind it. She was just telling us to stay out, to be safe by staying out the barn. Now, we're the cool kids now, like, you know what that means, that it means going to the barn. So, as we get back, we start planning all the fun stuff we're gonna do. Most of them involve going in the barn. So we finally get back to the house, and we start planning our little adventure into the barn with that little bit of Sacred Sage that we have, and then... What is... We tap our pockets? We don't got nothing. We don't got any glass. We don't got any peace. We don't got any... We got nothing to, consume this Sacred Sage with. So my cousin, being the big thinker that he is, he brings out a trumpet valve, a pen, and a water bottle. And I don't know if you guys know what these 3 magical tools do, but it's time for a water bottle bong. He put the trumpet valve onto the pen, and then he put the pen into the bottle, and then he filled the bottle with water, and bada bing. New piece created. I've never seen anything like this before. I just saw a magician go to work and create a tool for survival. It was beautiful. So, we got our tool now, and it's getting a bit dark. No one has come yet. It's just me, Jay, and his friend, all the cool kids. We're getting ready. It's getting late. We start heading out, and then, boom, guess who it is? The big sis. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Not the big sis. Did I forget to tell you before that the big sis literally banned me from the cool kid club? I'm upset. I'm not only upset, I'm disappointed in myself. But my big sis didn't just separate me. No, she did something a little better but a little worse. No, she just banned us from the fucking barn. Fuck you. But don't worry, we got a plan. We're very sneaky here, so we come up with the master plan of wait until my sister falls asleep. And hey, it worked. Not to mention my sister was absolutely exhausted. She was knocked out by like 9 p.m. It wasn't even late. She was schnocked on the couch. So, it's finally time. Everyone's asleep. We got our tool. We got our sacred sage. It's time. We go out to the barn. We bring the tool. We bring the lighter. We bring the sacred sage. We bring my sister. God damn it, she woke up. She woke up when we opened the door. But she's a cool sister now. It's like now that she got a little bit of sleep, she wants to be cool. And instead of banning us from the barn, instead of separating me from the cool kid club, she comes with us to the barn. Now, I don't know how to explain my emotions at this moment, but let's just say I'm a happy camper. So now it's not just me and the cool kids, it's me and my sister and the cool kids. Our family is tied to this. We get into the barn and it's humongous. The whole one half is where you would keep like tractors and stuff. There was like a tractor park and then like horse stables and stuff. And then the whole other half, there was a ladder and it was extended up, so there was 2 floors. You can only get to the 1 floor from the other side. It's fucking complicated, but from where we entered, we can only climb up to the 2nd floor. So that's what we do. We see the ladder and we climb right up to the 2nd floor, plop ourselves on a nice little plot of hay. Jay pulls out the tool. Jay's friend pulls out this auto rolling tool, rolls himself up a doink. Big doinks and Amish. Yeah, we're in the barn. That's what it's about. And the whole time they're getting it ready, I look at my sister, giddy, about to do sacred sage at 14. And you know what I see? You know what I see in her eyes? You ain't doing this shit. Who the fuck do you think you are? Yes, they got it already. And I hate to say it, chat. I didn't get to smoke a puff of that sacred sage. My sister banned me. She was pretty cool. She banned herself too. She didn't smoke any. But now we're just sitting there with the cool kids looking like bozos. It's probably good in the long run. That would have been a really bad time for it to be my my first experience with sacred sage. That would have been rough. So yeah, I can't smoke, but they're smoking all they want. Every time they take a drag and they throw the ash right down this little pit. Wait a minute. What's down that pit? Oh, okay. Jay said it's just concrete. Alright, I guess that's their ashtray. They just chuck it down the pit. So they get stony baloney. They have eyes redder than the devil's dick. And me and my sister, looking like the bozos we are, ask if it's a good time to leave. It wasn't like that though, you know, they smoked a good bit. We were all ready to leave, but we were getting tired of sitting in that barn in the hay and all the fumes, so we were good. We headed out of there. But we had a plan, chat. We're sneaky. So we waited for my sister to fall asleep again. I know, you guys would have never predicted it. She fell asleep again. And we took our tool. Me and my cousin Jay and his friend, we took our tool and we took a second trip to the barn. I'm shaking in my boots, not cause I'm scared, out of excitement. I can't wait. It's just me and the cool kids. No lame sister taking me away from everything. I'm finally gonna use this sacred sage. We go into the barn. Does anyone smell that? Oh damn, yo, we hotboxed the whole barn. The whole barn's hotboxed, dude. We're the champions. How did we hotbox the barn with one joint and a few bong rips? It's set in, chat. My cousin Jay runs full speed. He goes up, climbs up that ladder, and sees nothing but smoke and embers on the hay. I wasn't up there, but as he said, he started throwing the hay to the side, trying to separate it so the ashes wouldn't touch and nothing would get into flames. But he must have thrown an ember into a big pile, and as he said himself, whoosh, the whole second floor bust up into flames. From the bottom floor, we saw it. We saw immediately the second floor get really bright orange with fire. And we start yelling, Jay! Jay, like, where is he? He's not coming. He's not answering. We start yelling for Jay. And he finally doesn't even climb the ladder, jumps down like a dead body, almost belly flops onto the hardwood floor. We see it in his eyes, we hear it in his voice. There's just panic, pure anarchy. And he says, we gotta get inside. We run inside, we're coughing from the smoke. It feels like in a split second, it was just sort of smoky, and then all of a sudden the whole barn is just black, thick smoke. We run out, we get back into the house. Me and his friends start filling up a trash can full of water, and I guess we were pretty loud because now the whole house is awake. My sister and his grandmom are waking up, wondering why it's so noisy. My little cousins are screaming, wondering what's happened. And we're just terrified. We don't know what to say, me and the friends, so we just keep filling up the dumpster with water. Jay finally comes down with phone in hand, on the phone with 911, screaming for the fire department. And right around then, we get the trash can full of water, and we start running it outside right when Jay's parents pull up, freshly married. I remember it like it was yesterday. They get out the car. What's going on? Who are you on the phone with? What's going on? Why are you on the phone with 911? And Jay just screams, turn around. She turns around. I look up, and the barn is orange, smoking, on fire. I don't even know how to explain the sound that came out of Jay's mom's mouth, but oh my gosh, it might have been the saddest sound I have ever heard. The next hour, 2 hours, are pure chaos. I don't even know how to explain them. I'm just going with my family, trying to get comfortable, trying to comfort the rest of my family, my little sister, my mom. My mom's trying to comfort Jay's mom. It's pure chaos. When the fire department shows up, it didn't take long. It only took 5-10 minutes, but when they showed up, there was fire trucks all the way down the road. When I say all the way down the road, I want you to look at your parking lot, and then I want you to look at your road, and I want you to look as far down your road as you can. That's how many fire trucks there were. I don't even know why there was so many fire trucks. If anything, they just jammed themselves up, but you know, they know better than me at that point. Before I continue with the story, no animals were harmed. I 100% promise. We got the news right after this all happened. This was forever ago. This is an old story, but yes, no animals were harmed. As this is all happening, as the fire trucks are pulling up, the farmer, the one who owns the barn, comes up, and he tells us that there are animals still in the barn. Me, my cousin Jay, and his new stepdad all run in and save every single kitten. I only got like one kitten, but the real heroes were my cousin Jay and his stepdad, Jay. They saved all the kittens. They're amazing. The farmer also, with his farming skills, rescued all the alpacas. There was apparently alpacas on that bottom floor that Jay didn't care to mention. And yeah, the farmer saved all the alpacas. I guess since it was a hay fire, it spread really slow but got very hot. And for that reason, we were able to get the animals out. Within the 10 minutes, we figured out it was burning. So the animals are out. The farmer's freaking out. Jay's mom's freaking out even harder. fire trucks line down the road. What do we do now? Hours pass. It's like 5 a.m. now, and the barn just stopped burning. It's bones. It's just burnt wood planks standing straight upright. And me and the cool kids have to go into the ambulance to take some oxygen. And as we're walking towards that ambulance, we have to walk right past the mess we made. They asked us why we dared go back into the burning barn, and hey, for the animals, okay? Yeah, it goes without saying, his parents were not too happy that they burnt down their property barn on their wedding night. Yeah, that's pretty much the worst you can get. No, I lied. There's definitely worse you can get, but it's definitely up there. So Jay actually had to end up staying at our house for a while, which I was completely fine with. We actually had a few good stories while he was staying at my house, so if you guys want to hear any of those, be sure to leave a like. Also, if you made it this far into the video, you can leave a comment. What's a good code word? Leave Mojo down below to let me know you made it this far, and I'll really appreciate it. Other than that, you can also leave a comment of a similar story of something that just went way left field or something like that, and I'd really appreciate that too. This is my first edition in the story time video arc, so I really hope you guys enjoyed. As always, have a good one.
Let me show you how it's done.